Hey guys, Liger0JPS here, and I am well, redoing the Double Zeta Gundam Verka. I did have this done, but due to me forgetting to save it and everything and uploading it beforehand before I switch out the hard drives on my computer, I have to redo this all over again. And the other reason was when I originally did the first one, that looked crappy as hell, so giving this a second chance because it deserves it. Also, uh, with me doing this, I will mention there is one part that broken, but it doesn't hinder it in any way, and that is, well, you can see it right there. This part on his backpack, the bar that holds, well, the bar is still in here. It's just the thing that it connects to on this side is broken. So yeah, I mean, it still holds up there because this part here holds it up, but other than that, it still holds up together. And plus, there was a lot of stuff I did not cover in the original that I feel like that really cheesed this master grade so much. Like I never showed off the transformation and some of the other stuff. I am well aware of the enhanced version, but all the enhanced version do is take out like the silver parts, like here on his torso and on his shoulders, like you can see there, and like the vent like there and right here in the shoulder. It takes those out, and I think also in the head as well. It removes those and replaces them with like gray pieces, and I think it makes the shoulders longer. It also changes the backpack to, oh, didn't mean for that to happen. But as I was saying, it changes the backpack and it makes these longer. Like these stick out a little bit longer and they come down a little bit longer as well. I also feel like I might be missing something here on his back, like thruster covers. So I think I'm also missing those as well. And also they changed the yeah, I am missing the thruster covers. But they also changed the wing flaps here, or the shield binder, these shield parts, whatever. They made the top part actually longer, and you changed part of the legs and the feet, making them longer as well. Basically, it's like some of the stuff that is on the enhanced, well, the full armor version, the Sentinel version that's come out. They have the white version that is scheduled for it's already out. It's just not going to hit stateside until next month, at least from my hobby store. That's what they said. It won't hit the stores until next month. Not a big deal for me. I'll still be looking forward to getting it, but I might just buy two of them just to paint one into the normal colors because I've seen what they did with that beam rifle. They changed the barrels, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting that. So, like, basically, right here, what you see is what you get out the box, but I cheated out a lot of stuff. Like, due to like stuff for transformation, there's like extra stuff that actually moves, like extra landing gears. Because like the original one, like you put a landing gear like right here in the upper arm. Um, you had the landing gear or landing wheel on the beam rifle. You had a landing gear here and two more in the legs. Well, in this case, they changed that, so you still got them, or we got landing skids that those open up. Also, here in the waist, if I can do this part opens up. I said open up, not open out. But this supposed to, actually I did it wrong anyways. You're supposed to pull from that little centerpiece and it kind of opens up the entire assembly. well, not in an entire assembly, but it opens up everything in there. Also, these blue parts right here underneath the vents, they open up. I'm going to see if I can actually open up this part here because I actually messed around with this yesterday for pre-test recording. So give me a second. At least I could try and get to it and pry it out. Oh, okay. Actually, I was doing it wrong. So if you push down on the vents here, push one up, the other one down, you can pull this out. I know it's hard to see with my big hands in the way. But yeah, you have a little nice little landing gear here. So yeah, that pops out. So you have that. So you have the legs that it's hard to do the torso one because it's actually in there without me, lifting it up. And the way there we go. But you actually have these that if you slide them out and open them up, that little gray piece hanging inside is a landing gear that flips out. And you have two of them, so yeah, I'm getting right into some of the transformation stuff early because I didn't do it. But yeah, you have that. I'm not going to try to fight the other one, but would say that for transformation anyways. So yeah, there is that. And yeah, I have seen the pictures of the Sentinel version of this, and it does look amazing. I would be worth wanting to get in it. But yeah, there's that. That's the basics of some of the stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the articulation. I hope he can stand up because the way I actually had him standing on my shelf might have kind of weakened the joints or kind of warped into in that pose a little bit, but hopefully not too bad. So for the articulation, head goes up and down. There is a slight bit of forward and backwards, but not much. Head can rotate side to side, but his chin is going to get in the way of his collar. The shoulder parts up top, they can rotate. And try to be careful. They can come down and rotate around and all that for transformation purposes. And I just popped that right off. Well, luckily it's not bad because it's clipped in there. Which is, I kind of like the way they did that too. Nice, get it clipped in there and all. The arms, I got to be careful with that back because I really don't want this popping off. So I got to be careful of how I'm holding them. There is no forward and backwards in the arms. Actually, I take that back. Yes, there is. If, like, some of these other ones where you pull out the arm, you can actually get a little forward and backwards because he has it's kind of hard to see in there. But there is like a little slide-in mechanism in there on his arm for it to pop in and out and rotate. Well, slide in and out and, swivel in and out. His arm can rotate 360. He has rotation below the shoulder. Double jointed, but he doesn't get too much in the way of it. I mean, for a double jointed, that's as much as you get. But I will say it is better than the original. These parts, they kind of act on their own. Even though you heard it sound like it snapped, it didn't snap really. Uh, the hands are ball jointed and they rotate around. I believe this one is no polycaps as well. Thumb is ball jointed and the fingers are the interchangeable fingers. Right now, both hands are holding the open pegged fingers for the beam sabers. He also has a pair of fists. And he also has a pair of trigger hands. And he also comes with another set of hands for transformation. These are a closed fist. And they are a bit, I want to say they are a bit smaller. They feel a bit smaller compared to the other hands. Actually, I'm about to find out because I want to say they are a bit smaller. Kind of hard to do and tell, but yeah, they actually are a bit. They are a bit smaller. I wasn't sure if these hands was for double Zeta, but they are. But they are a bit smaller for the transformation. When you transform this into like G Fortress or the core top and core base. The waist, you do have there is a waist joint in this. And it does allow you to do side to side. Camera's not high enough. So as you can see, there is an engineered waist joint in there. And it's not hindering anything with the backpack anyways, because the backpack is connected in there. And those pieces on from the core fighter is kind of like kind of keep popping out though. Don't know why though. Front skirts, they move clearly straight up out the way. He does not have nothing in the way of a back skirt, but I think the enhanced version does have a back skirt or something akin to having one, because I think full armor has a back skirt. But the legs can go forward pretty far, pretty much parallel. I do like how the engineering of this, because the front skirts can actually, if you can see, here's the mechanism for it, how it angles out and everything, so it actually compensates itself in a variety of ways for the front skirt to get out of the way. Anything you see protruding is plastic. He doesn't have many stickers, as I said. Like, the only stickers you have are the 2 for the head, well, the 2 for the eyes, the 1 for his beam rifle, and there's also the ones on his hips, which you really can't see. Like I said, you really can't see them because I'm not going to try to fight in the camera and everything to show them, but maybe I might. Right. It's right here, but it's kind of hard to see. When I do transformation, you'll see it better, but there's a green sticker there. There's one on each side, just like the original one had. Which was like extra sensors, I believe. The knees are double jointed, and I mean, that is beautiful for something to be double jointed. And especially for something like this that even the original failed so hard to be double, it wasn't double jointed. This one does it well. Even from what I've seen in the pictures of the full armor remake, that one has all the perks of this one. And this flat popped off. And I gotta put those pieces on, I will, because those are supposed to be on hinges anyways. This knee guard, it moves forward and backwards. You already saw that the landed skid moves pretty well. I will admit, because I like these better than the other one, that these actually stay on. The original one I have, because I do have the original double Zeta, these blue parts never stay on. These actually do stay on. The hips do rotate 360 all around for transformation, but that does mean they do kind of pop off a little too easily, and that piece pops off. The feet, kind of nice bend. They got a good range of motion. The little heel flips in for transformation. And the toe slides. You know, there's a lot of this I did not realize and everything, but yeah. Toe slides, a lot of stuff. And the toe bends really far down when you slide out that toe. Actually, yeah, it's only there when you slide out the toe. I'm not sure about the this part up here moving, because yeah, on the original these actually slid. They look to be stationary. It's been a while since I actually messed with this, so yeah, so please bear in mind though. Now, there would be flap covers here that actually move, which I forgot to put those on. And this thing, which only pegs in at one spot, feels flimsy. And the camera falls over again. And really need to find a better way of mounting my camera or do something about the legs on it. Or get a camera stand or something. Now, these parts only move at here, but that far out for transformation, but normally down like here or at an angle. The beam saber mount points rotate around. And instead of it being like, you know, on here, it's actually this track here on the outside that's actually rotating around all the way for it. Because, you know, the beam saber handles also double as beam cannons. And they actually have a ball joint, so they actually do wiggle around up here. And there goes that part like I was talking about. Which actually gives me a chance to show off that green sticker I was talking about just a second ago. And no, you don't. Don't fall. And the side skirts here, they get out the way really well. And they also double as wings for core base and G-Fortress. Like I said, it's only broken right there, but this part is still holding it on, so it's not like it's a big detriment to it. It still holds. It still holds and makes it look natural. And you also have your missile pods that open up and you have missiles inside. I know the enhanced version took away making it from a 3-row to a 2-row and just make it longer. And I know they made this part longer too. And I believe that's the same thing with the full armor version as well. And I also seen pictures of the full armor that the chest missiles and everything, instead of having a cover that pops off, they actually open up. So yeah, that is the articulation. So next up we'll look at the accessories and then we'll look at transformation. Okay, so let's look at the accessories because he doesn't come with much, but he comes with enough. So first thing is he comes with an extra core fighter, which is the same one that's already in here because these are built exactly the same and no stickers. That piece right there is a gray piece that's built into it. Too bad I think I messed up with this one because the canopy cover does not stay on. I'm also got it where he can't transform because I actually got the landing gears, the landing piece up here, which is 2 pieces, but it keeps this from like collapsing in on itself. Even if you I could pop it off to do the transformation, but I'm not gonna bother. And also, the seat does rotate, but I don't think you get a second pilot figure to put inside of this one. At least I don't remember. And unlike the other one, the old one where the wings actually had to be folded in or something, these is actually slide in. You just push it in and done. Hence why the one in his torso keeps popping out. It's a loose one. Yeah, but overall it's a nice one. And I do like that the fact they took the same concept idea from the Gundam 3.0 with the core fighter and just basically have it so that the core fighter actually, whilst inside, it actually the seat will rotate. But I think that one went automatically. This one, I think it does the same thing. I don't remember, but I'll let's theory test that right now. So, oh no, it does rotate. I think it is in a way set to, yeah, yeah, it does. So this one does have the automatically seat rotated inside. So yeah, the seat will rotate inside of it, so you don't have to do that. So, like I said earlier, you also get a pair. Make sure I have them all. Which I'm missing one. Or... Oh no, I'm not missing one. You get three, like I said, you have the open hands on him, as you can see there, but you also get one trigger hand. I thought it was two, but you only get one, and you get a set of closed fists. That's all you get in terms of extra hands. You also get the other hands for transformation. These are like the closed fist with the thumb inside. It's not like you can't put the thumb inside on these and use the closed fist, because, I mean, that is a thing. You also have two of these oversized pink beams. These look like mega-sized beams. I'm trying to get them on in the frame, but yeah, big. And standing next to the Gundam itself, they're taller than the Gundam itself. That's just how big they are. Now, I never tried this because I always had issues trying to pull one of these things out. But, okay, that was the first time. The first and only time that actually will work with me, but yeah. The hole there goes into here. There's actually another joint I forgot to mention here on him, and he has a ab crunch right there that is from the waist part itself, or near the hips. So there is that. So it gives a lot of articulation to him. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off that finger, and you have holes on either side, here and here. So you just plug it in and plug it into his hand, and voila, oversized beam tips. Now, I like this better than the other one because this brings up another thing, and I'm pretty sure it also popped up in my review with me doing the... Well, it's in the Double Zeta Gundams review, and it's also in the General Rebels Rizal Customs. I want to say it's the B unit that has beam sabers like this as well. And yeah, it's not a problem though, because like, it's not a problem for neither one of those two master grades, because their General Rebels have the peg in their hands, so they can hold them. But we also know that these things aren't like, the hand is not like gripped all the way around, so you can kind of see like the thumb is kind of like there, but the hand is here. So the peg is like resting there, but If you look at it like so, it's not falling out. And I'm okay with this because it means that while it's in the hand, it's not gonna fall out. It's stationary. It's locked in. The old Master Grade Double Zeta had the because this was also with the it wasn't with the beam rifle. The beam rifle actually because Double Zeta Master Grade had a peg in the beam rifle handle, so it pegs into his hand because his hand had a hole in the palm. And the beam sabers had a little peg in them that you slide out to push into it, so it actually holds it. So basically, you have his hand open and the peg slide in there and hoping that it will hold in there, like so. But yeah, this is kind of like a better thing, and I do like this. I never tried this before, but I'm actually glad I did, and it's nice to see that it actually works. Now I just gotta get the hand off. And like I said, these things are they're on ball joints up here, so it is nice that they can wiggle around. The other the gimmick I wish they had, I think there might have been. I don't think there was an effect parts ever made for this, but he does have a. I wish they would have made an effect part for this because that is considered a weapon he used. Next up, you have his twin beam rifle. Moving parts, you have the barrels that rotate around and move up for a transformation. The sensor that goes up and down. Uh, Also, you have this part that actually looks up. I want to say it opens up. It looks like it would because I'm going to rotate these around. I mean, for this to lift up, I feel like it should open up as well because it looked like it does. I mean, like it looks like there's teeth right there. It looks like it should open up, but when I do transformation, we'll find out. I also know there's like a little flap thing in here too. I'm not sure for what reason. I think for transformation or whatever. But there is that. So you do have moving parts here and there. Also, landing gear. That's right here that slides out or moves out. This yellow part here, that's not a sticker. That is plastic in there. Cockpit hatch does open, but there is no pilot figure inside. I'm not sure if there is more pilot figures. I know there's one inside for the core fighter that's sitting inside of here, but I'm not sure if there was any extra ones. And like I said, you get a trigger hand for this one that plugs right in. And you simply just plug it into the hand. And I'm doing this with I always have normally I don't have issues with doing these, but I guess today is that day that issues are gonna hit me like a crazy ex-girlfriend or something. Oh yeah, I'm sorry to have that. I was worried about that. Even though it hasn't been that long, it feels like that leg is starting to look weak on me. And I can get this in there. It's not hard to do. Well, I'll just lay him down for now. Is it? No, I thought I had it. Wow, I can't actually get it up there. Well, I'm gonna do the next best thing and just take off the hand and do it. Hmm. You know, I forgot about that too. The hands, the thumb is actually has a joint in it. I forgot about that. Like I said, it's been a while since I even reviewed this thing or even looked at it, so I feel bad. There we go. It's on. And if you compare this hand to the other hand, if I can get them a shot. Yeah, the one I'm holding my left hand is shorter. The peg is shorter and everything. And that's for the clearance gap into the arm for transformation too, which we will see in the next part. And that was not expected. Give me a second to fix that. Looks like a battle damaged double Zeta. We're back. Got the leg, and yeah, this his left leg is actually loose. I got that in there as tight as I would think it would be in there, but that joint is really being loose. I might have to retighten it or whatever, but I'm pretty sure I put it back in there like it should be, but it's being loose like it for oddity reasons, and it shouldn't be loose at all since I never did the transformation on this one. But yeah, there's his beam rifle. He's holding it really firm, really well, and it doesn't get in the way of anything. And I forgot that this part popped off, and now his leg looks really bad. Looks really out of place now. Before I do the transformation, I probably will want to try and tighten it up or something, or reevaluate it. Because even so, he should still be able to do his iconic pose. Well, can't really do it, but not with that leg being weak. Well, I'll try. I'll probably try it at the end. But yeah, the beam rifle does not get in the way of anything. And his leg is super weak now. I probably will have to look at it before I even try transformation, because that's gonna nerve wrack me to no end. But his posability isn't hindered much by anything, and even still, I mean, he sat on my shelf this long, and now that problem's starting to pop up, that's actually saying something. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and look into the transformation next. Okay, so for the transformation, it wasn't nothing loose. It was actually the problem was something so obvious. These parts right here, these white parts, they open up, and when they open up, that's what makes the legs like look loose. So when I bent the knee or something, I did that. It caused that to happen. So let's keep that in mind. But let's get to the transformations, shall we? So, we're gonna do core top and core base, and then we'll do G Fortress. So, yeah, that was gonna happen. I forgot to mention there are two adapter pieces for this. This one, which you attach into the waist, and this one only used if you're attaching to the core top. So you could always have this one on because this one is actually like they're attached to an action base anyways. So uh trying to deattach this without breaking anything, because if I'm not mistaken, well, there goes the top part. I can leave the core fighter in, but let's take that out. So yeah, and like I said, this is the other problem with this is that the leg is somewhat splitting for odd reasons. And I don't know why it's splitting, because if I was to look at this one, it's held together more securely, and then that happens. And now I don't know why it's splitting like that. But yeah, that seems to be an issue. And give me a second while it's not hard for me to actually replace this back in here. Okay, I think I got it fixed. Okay. I say I think, and then other parts start popping off. And that is an issue. So, give me a second to fix this again. Okay, so now that I got it back in there. So, this is what I mentioned about that thing. It can come up and it swivels around. Also, the whole connection point is kind of like that. This works in tangent to the backpack. So, since when we transform it into like this part, it's gonna be hidden anyways. So I do like that engineering design in there. Just wish that the other part was held in, but once we do the core base, it should be fine. Let me go ahead and push these back here for the time being. I'm not going to use an action base. I think I do have a spare action base in there from the well, technically from the two Hirudoos I have from I use for my Hazel, and also got a spare one for my Strike Freedom. So yeah, I have one I could use, but I'm not using. Okay, so since we're dealing with this, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the beam rifle and leave that off to the side. Also, we're gonna take off these hands. I'll leave the beam rifle holder hand on this one because that's how I'm gonna have them displayed on my shelf. And take off this one because I'm gonna leave them with the displayed open hand anyways. To be honest, that's how I kind of display a lot of them with these kind of hands. just leave them with a displayed open hand. I just feel like it's easier that way. And next we're going to bring in these hands. The for the close, for the fist. And god, dude, they look so tiny. Like, these hands, oh god, they really do look tiny for him, but it's basically for transformation. So for the beam rifle, it's fold this back and like I haven't done this because I'm pretty sure it's slightly different from the I'm pretty sure it's different from the other one, so we're going to take a look at it. So we're going to rotate these, and I don't like that this thing is splitting. Even though it's pegged in it, there's a clip at one end, but it can't get the other. It's a peg in here, so it shouldn't be splitting like that, because that's really disturbing. Could be something else, though. Probably didn't trim off parts or something. So fold it up so that's like the basics of whatever. And we fold the handle back. They are not. It's try to look clear cut of it, but there's not much being said. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and go by what the instructions kind of show. And I think it's this part is supposed to come out and you flip this up. So that's all you do for the beam rifle. We already took care of the first part, is switching out the hands. So we're going to open these up because, you know, they need to be opened. And rotate. Because I don't think he rotates. Yeah, no, he doesn't rotate below there. Unlike the old one. So fold these down to look like a T, and his V-fin is already trying to transform itself already, or trying to pop out. I don't know. It's one of the two. And the next thing is to... Whoops! I did not mean to pop that out. I don't remember if there's... They're trying to say it's or maybe I'm just overthinking something here. Because the instructions try to make things look overcomplicated when they're not. So, as far as I'm getting, because these... Oh, was it that? Because, like I said, the instructions are not going to be, you know, clear as mud about this. Also, did I just put these parts on backwards? I think so, because I feel like I might have. Okay, so the one over here is on backwards. Okay. So I had the shoulder parts just slightly backwards. So hold on. Is it? Hold on. Let me take off the arm. Let's see because. Oh, okay. I see what they're trying to get at. It's I forgot. It's a hinge mechanism in here that if you look at it, like the arm, they're hinged together in a way, which I want to say because, like I said, I haven't touched this in such a long time, so forgive me. I am kind of in a lost here. Yes, it is. They're connected together, so that's the thing with them. So what they want me to do is if I push this up, if I push it upwards, so normally the arm is like this, where get this in here. So just so you can see this one, it makes sense in a way because the original one had a sliding joint in them to slide the arms out for transformation. This wants me to push the arms upwards like so. And this raises them up like this. And take it down and rotate it upwards like so. That's what the arm is going to look like. I mean, it does give a little bit extra clearance space in the arms, so. Which is funny because I think this one over here was like that. And rotate that around, and don't you split on me. And yeah, luckily because of how the arm is, that peg only connects into this part, not into the arm. I will admit one thing though, the arms do feel nice and stiffy. Nice and stiff. I do appreciate that. And yes, they want the hands facing like that. And we do the everybody's favorite moment. Open these up and rotate. I don't think it matters which way you rotate them. Or I think, it does. It does matter. So you do that. Because, yeah, you can't rotate on the white part. I think the old one, you could rotate it either way. But this one, you have to rotate it towards the hand towards the blue side because it will clip into the white part and not let it clear. So you have thrusters. And I forgot to mention, these thrusters, all the parts, every thruster has this little red insert piece around that part. And the only ones that actually have any kind of movement would be the one on the backpack because they're like on a ball joint. So take this, lift it up. Here's the interesting thing. Normally the original one you have to lift this up. Not this one. Yeah. Take it right there because this bar here, this is a slide mechanism. So you would lift them up. Uh, and I'm pretty sure you still have to turn these down. Kind of have to push them forward though. Kind of have to push those big V fins forward to get clearance past. And then you situation it right back up like so. So it lines up parallel with the back part. So opened up and closed. It's lined up and everything is flushed. And that's basically most of the upper portion. And like I said, with these parts here, that actually is landing gears. You can slide them forward, open them up. And if you look inside, there's landing gears, like I already showed earlier in the video, that they slide out. Like that one, I am very scared about something that tiny being a landing gear, especially two of them. But yeah, there's those are landing gears because you're supposed to slide out and open, and when it's down like so, they would be like landing gears. But though something that tiny itself, I really don't see working. At least not by themselves. And to be truthfully honest, I would feel terrified about something that tiny being a landing gear because, mind you, that's a tiny piece and it would easily break. I'm just saying that's pretty much what I am saying on that. And we take this. So I'm not sure what the deal with this part here because I guess it's supposed to sit in there flush. And I also didn't realize, but the cockpit cover right there, it does have rotation, slight movement to it. And basically, you're just pegging this in. So it's going to be uh right here in this gray piece, like there's a hole there and a hole there. And also there's connecting up here. So these little parts here. So right here at the bottom, these parts here, and up here where the handle is, right there. So I see that they're trying to do this just like the original. And a V fan popped off. Did I not do something right? Or should I have pushed this a little bit? You know what? I thinking what I might have did wrong. Okay, so it's like I had it set up like this. In fact, I was supposed to have it pushed just a bit forward to actually be in front and look parallel to this, not on top of it. So I did everything else right. And to be honest, Double Zeta's transformation with that V fan being in a way like that never did sit well with me sometimes. But that's... I heard it clicking or snapping, so I know the bottom part is in. But what about the top? It's hard to get a good visual idea where the top part is supposed to connect in at. Because I can tell you right now, the bottom part's clipped in. The top part, though, on the other hand, okay, I see it in the red piece. Okay, the red piece has like little teeth on it, as you can see, like the little red part, and it's right near the top here. There's like a little groove for it to kind of squeeze in, but it's not working for me. Like, I'm not sure why, but I really am not crazy about trying to fight it either. Now, I'm not sure if that's just the flaw of it or I'm not reading something right here. Because I could see that the bottom part actually fits in snug over the waist. Like right there, you can see that it fits snug. It actually connects in there like it should, and it works. It's just the other parts. Where is it connecting? What is it doing? Why isn't the top part connecting? I'm not going to fight it, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave it at that, but that's the core top. Yeah, this is the core top. Now, I'm not sure where that picture is for this, but there's supposed to be an image that shows you where to connect. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the G Fortress or... Oh no, this is G Fortress, but it's still the same. Now, let me go look at the core top. So, if I was using the core top, I would put the core fighter right back in here. And take this adapter. And I guess it slots in here. So I'm guessing from where the image is showing me, yeah, I would slot this thing in here because I can see how the indentation looks for it. But yeah, with or without the core fighter, because the core fighter doesn't seem to want to fit in here now. It's just going to slide out. And I am not going to really, go into fighting it. But yeah. Yeah, you have that. And you also have your little landing gear there. Which, in a way, it would work if I had the back ones actually feel better. But since I got that adapter piece on it, it's kind of... I don't know, I feel like it's kind of resting on the adapter piece. Or a lot of the weight is shifted to the adapter piece. But yeah, there's... Oof. That's the core base, and using the adapter piece to kind of give it some support does help out a little bit, but that's pretty much all there is for this. Now I'm gonna set this off to the side, and we're gonna do the core base. Now, this is the fun part. Oh boy. So how are we going to do this? So first off is to take the feet. Actually, I'm going to take one foot off to do this so I can show it off. And then I'll do the other one. Take the foot and slide this out and bend that toe down. And take these side panels. You want to push them in because normally they be outwards. Like normally they used to be open or outward. You're closing them up. And you want to push this forward. Oh no, it's not that. You opening up the locking points. These right here, the ones I was talking about earlier. And this one is actually stiff. There we go. You'd lift that up because you kind of want to slide and turn the leg around on itself. But also push the foot in because I'm pretty sure you have to have the foot cleared and lock it in place for the thruster to pop out. Because it'll look something like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then like push this in because that's like a cover. Push the toe to line up. Yeah, and little things. And now hold up. There is one other thing though. One of these actually, on one of these sides, they actually, now trying to figure out which one it is. That's the hard part because I ain't mess with this though. The instruction says there's a part that opens up. So let me see, if I'm looking at it like this, close these back up. It may not be this one though that has an opening, but that's the leg, and I'm going to attach it back on because I think it's the other one that has it. But yeah, that's the leg, and I'm going to take this one off. And wow, uh I am not kidding when I say this one doesn't want to come out. So I'm gonna have to do it on like this. So doing this right now. Slide the foot out, push the heel in, bend this down. Slide this out to turn it in. Push the foot inwards as much as possible. And rotate this. And make sure you rotate the foot to be like so. Push this in and close this up. And make sure the foot is pushed all the way in and lined up in there so that the heels are lined up in there. Now, the instructions is telling me that one of these is supposed to have like a panel on the side that opens up that allows for them to they would actually connect together. But I don't see that panel. Like a panel that folds out. Now, I could be flipping out wrong. Oh, there it is. I probably put the panels on the wrong legs. Did I? Hold on, let me find out. You know what? I think I put the panels on the wrong legs, so... No, actually, I don't think so. So, I didn't put the panels on the wrong leg, so... I always opened them wrong, so... As you can see, you got opening panels there, so... You do like this, so your legs are... They are actually secured on each other. That's actually brilliant and ingenious for them to do that. And then you got these that can float out. Like you rotate them and everything. Normally. Now, here's the thing though. These would be down if you're doing G Fortress, but we're not doing G Fortress just yet. We are doing the core base. So we're going to rotate now. Since I got this one off, I'm going to show it off. There's a little latch here. Ow, and that actually hurts the finger. I'm going to take this beam saber and pry it out. Actually, no, maybe this might help. Oh, I was going popping it off on the wrong side. But you got this little piece here that you pop out. And that will attach into the legs. The back part of the legs right in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Pop it out. And I'll slide these back down to here, and that should connect it. And like I did attach the flaps. Luckily it was easy, and they do move. And these thrusters in here are ball jointed. These ones don't move though. So this is the core base, and there's those nice stickers I was talking about. Now, like I said, you have landing gears here. So you have those two. Put this back on. Those come out. Like I said, if this was core base, these will pop out like so. Now, the front skirts, they don't do anything. Now, I'm not sure how well the instructions are, you know, clear cut about this. And I say clear cut because part of me is like, I can see what you're getting at, but a part of me is like, I don't see it all the way. But for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and say, like I showed earlier, pop this down. Like, move this lower pop this one down. Because I don't think the top one moves at all. No, it's stationary. So, pop this one down. And this will allow you to move out this landing gear. This tiny landing gear. And like so. So you basically would have like that. You can see on the back there's landing gears holding it up, and then there's that. But you also mentioned, wait, you said there was another adapter piece, right? Yes. This actually, and there is actually no two ways about me doing this, but this actually would slide in like right there. It will slide in. There's no way I can get to it right now, but I forgot I actually had this one set up there where, well, actually I can. Sorry, I'm looking at my Discord with my with friends. So take this piece and slide this right in here like so, and basically you can connect this to an action base. Would say that would be the one that's recommended even for G Fortress. Could be wrong though, but like I said, I'm going by what the instructions are showing, so I haven't looked at that part. But yeah. But now that I attach that, and we actually have that. Yeah, so now you actually have a functioning, there's the focus, G-base. And it says that middle portion of the front skirt actually, well, the crotch armor is actually working extra as an extra landing gear as well. That actually helps, so yeah. And actually there is something else here that I didn't realize. The joints in the where the beam sabers are, so they actually tell you to rotate and turn. Yeah, they're actually bending. So you're doing exactly this. So they're up and angled forward. I like the idea of this. Now, what if I want to do the G Fortress? Well, firstly, you're going to have to plug this back in here. So, there's a nice little open gap space for the core fighter. So we're going to plug him right back in there. Make sure that the red part is closest to the front because that's where it actually fits in and lock in at. I never noticed that this back part was for. Never paid attention to it. I'm pretty sure it has a purpose too. I just don't know what. Now, this is where one of my things come in that says I don't like G Fortress for a reason. It's not because it's a bad design, it's just usually because I think in the original how you can the original Double Zeta was connected from the bottom, the back part, like his butt, and to his back. Like one connected no, how was it? I think it was two parts that connected from his like his butt to the backpack, and then one connection point into his back, or two, or something like that. This one, uh, yeah. Well, first of all, there is a cover here, so if you're doing core top, this is like a little cover here you slide up to cover that hole. But if you're doing the G Fortress, yeah, that's a whole nother story. And yeah, you still gotta connect the top. I want to say you're supposed to connect the top to there as well. So for G Fortress, these wings, side skirts come forward, and you slide this right on top. Get a good solid feel in there. Actually, I take this. Yeah, it's easier to connect the base, the core fighter, into the top than it is into the base. Actually, I don't think that's the issue here. I think it's just it just always feels loose. I think that was just always the case with mine. It's just I was worried about it, but in the base it feels solid, but in the top it doesn't. Then that. But yeah, so you're doing that. Now I want to say there's a part that's supposed to connect from back here into there. No, is there? Actually, no. Actually, they did away with that. So for G Fortress, we're not actually connecting the. We're not doing that, unlike the original did. Thank God, you know. I'm actually happy for that one. So yeah, the G Fortress took too long to do, but whatever. Yeah, but you got G Fortress, and I think this is also a good way to display it because it also outside of that, but and I think you kind of want to move the just like move the side skirts back up to use all the main landing gears. But if you look at it, you have use of the ones on the legs, the landing gears that was used on his legs, the waist skirt, and the beam rifle. So yeah, and if you're curious, like where in, well, technically you can use these, just angle them down a little bit, so he actually has extras to use. The manual actually does say use the side skirts as landing gears. You kind of use a little bit anything that touches the ground or can use them. So like the landing gears, the ankle armor, the part of the foot, the landing gear in the waist, which you can't really see, but right there it is. The side skirts, and the front landing gear, which honestly this headpiece this top part is not really holding up whatever for me to make it look really viable. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a lot. I mean, G Fortress never looked super appealing, but it's neither here nor there. But we saw the core base, core top, and now G Fortress. It is big though. It is massive, and it still towers over his beam saber. And I think only because the legs kind of compressed down a bit. But actually, the legs are about the same size, anyways, the same length. I think it's just his core, the beam rifle being up top, gives it some extra height. But yeah, that's pretty much what you would have. And if you was connecting this to an action base, honestly though, I would suggest maybe 2 action bases. One for the one on his waist and the one on the torso, but the manual, honestly, oh no, the manual mentions using the one on back here in the waist. So yeah, that's that. So let me take him off camera, transform him back, and we'll do our final wrap up of him. Okay, so now, and overall, Double Zeta, he's worth it. It's an improvement over the original. It did better than what the other one, what the original release did not have. It alleviated some extra stuff. Transformation, it feels good. And the fact that nothing is technically quote unquote loose, except for Mods having this hip joint that easily pops off, but the fact that his legs or his knees are locked in place does help out. And he is quite posable. I mean, he can do his iconic pose. I mean, you can't argue about that. And the fact that he is, yes, he is still standing, not even touching the keyboard. That is something. I mean, they did a good job in like designing one of the oldest master grades around. Yes, he is one of the oldest ones. And giving it a newer design with a fresh take and everything. And I like how they incorporated the transformation gimmick and landing gears all into it. Now, I'm a fan of Double Zeta. I'm not gonna, say I'm not. I do like Double Zeta. Now, the only thing I'm not a fan of is transformation, but, I'm not gonna argue or complain. The fact that he's totally redesigned from the top bottom, redid the hit design for transformation, redid the beam rifle for transformation, the fact that a lot of stuff is redesigned and it works better and smoothly really gives it a fresher take. And I don't care what you say, but putting him next to the other two, or any of the newer versions, like this next to the old Double Zeta, you can see that the blocky look is gone. Everything is more angular, because I know the old one, it was like the shoulders is blocky. Same thing with the front skirts being blocky. Everything just looked blocky and old and screws in the knees. To this one, fresh take, better look, well worth the money. So he's the only one I'm redoing, so I still have 2 more reviews to do, and 2 more I want you to get my hands on so I can do those. And since they both was fairly new, so it'll be nice to have those added to the list. So, see you later. And if you don't behave, Judo Astra will come after you.